Good day, students. Welcome to Mathgotserved.com. In this clip, we're going to be going over section 2.2a of our virtual geometry text, looking at the midpoint formula. In this presentation, we're going to be looking at problems where we'll be finding the midpoint of a segment given the points of the endpoints of the segment. There are going to be 5 practice problems at the end of this presentation that we'd like you to try out in order to demonstrate mastery of the contents covered in this tutorial. All right, to get us started, let's take a look at the formula that is going to be guiding our problem solving process, okay? So the formula that we're going to be looking at today is the midpoint formula. All right, so let's say you have a line segment. How do you calculate the midpoint? The midpoint of a line segment with endpoints. So in the examples that we're going to be working on today, you will be provided with the coordinates of the endpoints of the line segment, okay? So let's just say that the endpoints of the line segment are x1, y1. Now the index represents the position of the points from left to right. So x1, y1 basically means the first point, and then x2, y2 represents the second point, okay? So the midpoint of that line segment is given by the formula. Let's just call the midpoint m. M is equal to x1 plus x2 over 2 for the x coordinate of the midpoint, and y1 plus y2 over 2 for the y coordinate of the midpoint. Alrighty? Okay, so let's go over the steps that we're going to use for the problem solving process. So this is the steps we're going to follow, and I want you to follow it too until you master the whole process. So first things first, you want to label your points so you don't get them confused. All right, label your points. You want to identify your x1, y1 and x2, y2. The next step is you want to write down your formula. So you make sure you are placing the right variables, the value of the variables in the right spots. Okay, so you write down your formula. And lastly, you simplify. All right. But before you simplify, you substitute. You substitute what you labeled in 1, you substitute in 2, and you simplify using the order of operations, using please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So these are the steps we're going to be utilizing in solving the problems. All right, we're going to be working on 3 examples, and then we'll give you an opportunity to do some practice problems. Instructions are as follows. You have to find the midpoint of the line segment with the given endpoints. All right. Okay, so let's say we have, for number 1, a line segment with endpoints -6, -10, and 4, 8. So how do we find the midpoint, the point that lies at the center of the segment with these 2 endpoints? Let's go ahead and do it. Now we're going to follow the same steps that we indicated earlier. So let me rewrite the problem. The first thing you're going to do is label your points. So let's do that. We'll call the first point x1, y1, and then the second point x2, y2. Okay? All right, and now what we're going to do next, let's write down the formula. The midpoint m is given by x1 plus x2 over 2, comma, y1 plus y2 over 2. Write down the formula. And finally, we're now going to substitute. All right, so your midpoint m is given by x1. What is x1? -6 plus x2 is positive, so we don't need a parenthesis. x2 is not 4, x2 is is not 8, is 4. All right, so x1 plus x2 over 2. All right, and then for the y coordinates, y1 plus y2 over 2. Now we're going to simplify this resulting coordinate right here using the order of operations. Now let's do it. So in the first coordinate, you notice the operation upstairs here. This is kind of like a grouped operation when we are doing the numerator. So we have to do the numerator first. Negative 6 plus 4 is negative 2. Negative 2 over 2. And then negative 10 plus 8 is negative 2. And then when you simplify that, you get your midpoint. Negative 1, comma, negative 1. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the answer to question number 1. All right, let's take a look at another example. Problem 2. So question 2, let's say we have the points negative 5, 0 and negative 9, 8. We want to find a midpoint to that. So the solution is as follows. Let's rewrite the point. Negative 5, 0 and negative 9, 8. So step 1 is to label the points, okay? So this is x1, y1 for the first point, and then x2, y2. And then let's write down the formula. The midpoint formula is x1 plus x2 over 2, comma y1 plus y2 over 2. Now, if you want to gain access to all the must-know formulas for your math classes, algebra, geometry, calculus, go ahead and visit our website at mathgotserved.com. You can gain access to all those formulas so you can master them and you can do well in your class, all right? So let's go ahead. The next step is to substitute, all right? So x1 is negative 5 plus x2. Now notice x2 is negative, so we have to put a parenthesis around there. Be careful when substituting negatives. Values, comma, y1 is 0 plus y2, 8 over 2. So we've now substituted. We're now going to simplify using PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So we have negative 5. Now what do you get when you multiply positive and negative? Remember from Algebra 1, whenever you multiply different signs, the resulting sign is going to be negative. All right, negative 5 minus 9 over 2, comma, 0 plus 8 is just 8 over 2. And then negative 5 minus 9, you add and keep the sign, is negative 14 over 2. 8 over 2 is 4. And then the final answer for question number 2, your midpoint is negative 14 over 2 is negative 7, comma, 4. Alrighty, so that's the answer to number 2. We're going to go over one more problem and then give you an opportunity to do some practice. Alright, so for question 3, we have the endpoints of the segment given as negative 3 over 2, comma, 1/2. And the second endpoint is negative 1, comma, negative 2 1/4. All right, so you can see the difference between this example and the other two is that this one involves fractions. All right. Okay, so we're going to follow the same procedure that we implemented in the previous two examples in finding the midpoint of the segment with these 2 points as the endpoints. So step number 1 is you go ahead and label your points. So this is x1, y1, and this is x2, y2. Alrighty, and then write down the formula. What's the formula for the midpoint? Challenge yourself, see if you can remember it. You just average in the coordinates, right? So x1 plus x2 over 2, and y1 plus y2 over 2. Bam. Write down the formula so you don't make mistakes. Now, what are we going to do next? Substitute. Substitute your values into your formula. So our midpoint is going to be x1 is negative 3 over 2 plus x2 Now you notice that x2 is a negative number, so what must we do? Put a parenthesis there, -1, like that, over 2. So that's the x-coordinate of the midpoint. So the y-coordinate of the midpoint is 1/2 plus y2, which is also negative, -2 1/4. That divided by 2. All right, let's go ahead and simplify this. We're going to simplify this using the order of operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Okay, so our midpoint is going to be -3/2. Now, positive times negative, whenever I multiply different signs, is always going to be negative, minus, and I'm going to write 1 as a fraction. Why? Because we're combining it with a fraction, and I will need the LCD in order to complete that computation. On the right, we have 1/2, positive times negative again, it's negative. And now you're going to change this mixed number into an improper fraction. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9. All right. If you want to combine fractions, you have to express them as in the same form with identical denominators. In this particular scenario, I want to deal with fractions, okay? Improper and a proper fraction both have a distinct numerator and denominator, so I can combine them together easily. Okay, so the first one, -3/2 minus 1/1. What on earth is that? Now, how do we add or subtract fractions? Well, this is why most people have issues with fractions, because you can't just simply subtract and add fractions. The denominators must be equal to what? The LCD. So the LCD of 1 and 2 is 2. So we need to change this into an equivalent fraction with 2 in the denominator position. So we multiply the numerator and denominator by 2. So we have -3/2 minus 2/2. Now we can combine these two fractions, okay? That divided by 2, comma, and then over here, 2 and 4, what's the LCD of 2 and 4? The LCD of 2 and 4 is 4, so multiply these two top and bottom. And this becomes 2/4 minus 9/4 divided by 2. Alrighty. Now we can combine the fractions because the denominators are the same. So the midpoint is going to be, for the first one, the signs are the same, so you add and keep the sign, -5/2 divided by 2. So since we're dividing a fraction by an integer, let's express the integer as a fraction. So we're dividing fraction by a fraction. Over here, 2/4 minus 9/8. So 2 minus 9, subtract and keep the sign of the bigger, -7/4, divided by express 2 as a fraction also. All right, so how do we divide these complex fractions? And I meant compound fractions. When you're dividing fractions, it's the same thing as multiplying the numerator by the reciprocal of the denominator. Okay, you remember this from Algebra 1, KCF. You keep, change, and what? Flip. All right, remember when you're dividing, it's the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. So this is going to become, you keep the numerator, -5/2, change your division to a times, and you flip the denominator into 1/2. And then for the second one, you keep the numerator, -7/4, change your division to a times, and you flip the denominator to 1/2. That will give us the final answer. How do you multiply fractions? Well, you multiply numerator by numerator, and then denominator by denominator, okay? So -5 times 2, -5 times 1 is -5. 2 times 2/4. For the y-coordinate of the midpoint, -7 times 1 is -7. 4 times 2 is 8. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our final answer. Now, it's your turn to demonstrate mastery of what we covered in this tutorial. All right, so we have 5 practice problems that we would like you to try out. So what I would like you to do at this time, go ahead and pause this video presentation and try out these 5 practice problems. When you're done, click back on the play button and we are going to reveal what the correct answers are. Welcome back. So hopefully you had a chance to try the problems. Let's take a look at the answers. To number 1, the midpoint is -6, 1. For number 2, the midpoint is -2, -7. For number 3, the midpoint is 6, 1.5. For number 4, the midpoint is -4, 4. And lastly, for number 5, the midpoint is -1/7/8, -1/5/8. Okay, so that's written as mixed numbers, or you can write it as -15/8, -13/8. So this is writing as improper fraction or mixed number, whichever. All right, ladies and gentlemen, how well did you do in these practice problems? Let's know what your score was in the comment section below. And if there are any questions you have about these practice problems or what we went over in this presentation, just write it in the comment section below and we'll be more than glad to support you. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this presentation. If you found the contents of this tutorial helpful in your studies of the midpoint formula in geometry, do give us a like. Your positive feedback is extremely valuable to us. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel. We upload math videos to our page on a regular basis. Tons of support resources, including the must-know formulas for geometry, are on our website at mathgotserved.com. Do check it out. Thanks again for watching and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.